What's up, girls and boys of YouTube? It's your boy Ace Trigger Double O, and I'm bringing you another actually on time episode of Trigger Talks. Now, before I begin this episode, I will tell you guys there are going to be spoilers in here, so just if you don't like to be spoiled, then this is probably not the video for you. That, or at least watch the content before watching this video. Alright, now we're going to jump into our video. Um, Sorry about last week's video. You guys might have noticed that there was still the uh, Gohan intro from the video before that one, and that was because that video was it did like extremely late. Like I had to go to work in like 2 hours, and but I was leaving like before that, so I had to literally rush voiceover, like slap all the videos on there, voiceover it real quick. Did not spend that much time editing it as I normally should or normally would, and then I just dropped it on YouTube and set it to go ahead and upload at or appear at its time it's supposed to be. So sorry about that, guys, but this one it has a lot more care taken to it. So now that we got those formalities out of the way, I'm gonna get to our topic today is Dragon Ball Super. Now, you guys probably are wondering why it's taking me so long to finally cover this show. That is because I am doing what I like to do is I will wait every 10 episodes. I'm going to cover the show. So we finally episode 10 came out. So then I did my first review of the show so far. The next one's going to come out when after episode 20 airs. I know some of you guys probably would um, like it weekly or when every episode come out like most other YouTubers do, but with me doing it like this, I will have that gives me enough time. Pretty much it lets me be able to kind of figure out my scheduling for every shows I'm talking about. So I'm talking about multiple shows and whatnot. So every 10 episodes gives me time that I can cover my Flash and Arrow videos, which will be back to back. Which like one week it'll be Flash, the next week gonna be Arrow. And then whatever other shows come out that I decide to talk about, I can fit that in that time slot as well. So that way, um, Dragon Ball Super won't be taking up everything. I've still got to figure out a way that I'm going to do Flash and Arrow as well, so that they don't take up every single week. But we'll see how that goes. Now, jumping right into Dragon Ball Super, the first two episodes, they didn't they weren't. I guess like in a way it was kind of just like a refresher. It's like, all right, guys, we're gonna kick you back into the mood of Dragon Ball. So they weren't really anything dealing with the actual story saga or whatnot. It was, I guess, it was just like a little showing you how both Goku's family and Vegeta's family are doing and whatnot. And then, if I remember correctly, about episode 3, episode 4 is when they start to jump into the Battle of God story arc. Now, as many of you may know, the first story arc that we're in right now is basically the Battle of God story arc. Um, but basically, it's been redone, did a little bit differently, which I kind of like a little bit. I feel like at first when I first started watching it, I was slightly not really disappointed, but I was kind of just like mad because I was like, all right, well, I've already seen the Battle of God story arc. I want to see something different, which is what I thought the show was going to be. But then as I started to watch it, I was like, well, you know what? I actually like this, and I feel like it gives them a bit more time to explain things that they didn't have time to explain or couldn't explain within, the movie because movies are so short. You have to try to fit everything in there. So I am glad that they redid everything. So that's one good thing about it I liked. Um, I'm not gonna really talk about. I think it was episode 5. I think where Goku fought Beerus. I know the animation was crappy. I know people were raging about it on the internet for like almost 2 weeks. But explanations came out. I'm not even gonna bother going over any of them. So I'll link a video to Rhyme Styles' channel, which he left a pretty good explanation of everything that happened. There'll be a link of that video, which will be on the screen for you to click, and I'll also leave a link for it in the description so you can check that out. So like I said, that's not something I'm going to touch on, but yeah, we know it was an issue, but it's whatever. Um, in terms of another thing that I did see that people were going on about for like almost 2 or 3 weeks was the Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3. Again, Rhyme Style and a couple of the YouTubers, they left their own opinion stuff in that video. This I kind of will go into because I kind of did have my opinions on this. Super Saiyan 3, yes, it is pretty cool, I guess. My personal thoughts, I feel like we really didn't get too much of a... I don't think we got too much, like, to really go into detail to go on really with Super Saiyan 3 because... First of all, there's only 2 users of Super Saiyan 3, if my memory is correct. In the whole Dragon Ball universe, there's only 2 characters that use Super Saiyan 3. One of them is obviously Goku. The second one being Gotenks. Now, we really don't see Goku using it a lot, at all. I know he used it in the Buu saga. I think that's the only time. Well, he's in the as far as story, like main story, non-movies go. I know he used it in the Buu saga, and then of course he used it in Dragon Ball Super. And other than that, he probably used it in maybe 2 or 3 movies, and that's about it. And then the only people who, I guess, mainly are still using it is Gotenks. Now, whether they are going to continue to use it in Dragon Ball Super, I don't know, because Akira Toriyama has already said, which I'll try to find that and leave a link to that in the description. But he's already said that Super Saiyan 3 is not going to be used anymore. Now, whether he means this is not going to be used for Goku anymore, or whether he means it's not going to be used by Goku or Gotenks at all, or in the series period, I don't really know. But I feel like, this is my personal thoughts, if anybody would still use Super Saiyan 3, I feel like, Gotenks could still use it because I feel like we still haven't seen the max potential of Super Saiyan 3. And like I said, it's because, it's barely used anymore by like anyone in the series. But like I said, in terms of, I don't know exactly where the story is going to go in, the last story arc that we do know about. We do know, like I said, the first 2 story arcs is Battle of Gods and Revival of F. I'm going to say it's safe to assume that the Revival of F story arc might have a little bit of differences because the Battle of Gods Zone did, but we can't be too sure on that. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But like I said, if anything, I suggest Gotenks we use it. Now, the reason for me originally bringing up Super Saiyan 3 is, like I said, for like almost 2 or 3 weeks, everybody was raging on the internet. Oh, it looks like Vegeta's going to go Super Saiyan 3. Will Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3? Is it possible to go Super Saiyan 3? Everybody was talking about it. My personal thoughts was every time I saw a comment or something on it, I was like, I guess it'll be a great thought or whatnot, but I don't see Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3, and I also don't see what would be the point of going Super Saiyan 3. Because one, Goku already went Super Saiyan 3, and even though, yes, when Vegeta went into his rage mode, he surpassed Goku by a little bit, but even still, it really didn't do any good for anybody, and Super Saiyan 3, pretty much wasn't going to do any good, and I felt like, excuse me, I felt like Vegeta going Super Saiyan 3 wouldn't have, did anything whatsoever, so it would have been pointless to do, and there'd be no reason for him to go Super Saiyan 3 when Super Saiyan God was just like an episode or 2 away. So, it was a nice wishful thinking, I guess, for people to want to see Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3, but I personally didn't feel like it was going to happen. I personally didn't see the relevance of it, so, it didn't happen. Some people were kind of upset about it. Some people were kind of just like, yeah, I knew it was going to happen. I kind of fall on the lines of, yeah, I knew it was going to happen, but it was a nice thought, I guess. So, like I said, as far as we know, Akira Toriyama said that Super Saiyan 3 is not going to be used anymore. Like I said, I would try to find the link to that and put that in the description below. But yes, we'll see about that. As far as my favorite episode so far, I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be a tough one between episode 8 and episode 10, I believe. If episode 8 is the one where Vegeta fought Beerus, and that's what I'm talking about. In case I don't know which episode I'm talking about. But pretty much the episode where he fought Beerus, he went pretty hard for the first like 10 minutes of the episode, and it was highly impressive. I personally like the fight there a lot better than it was in the show. I mean, the movie, because the movie it wasn't too. It was just more of a hit bang bang slap combo, and that was pretty much like the end of it. And like I said, that's another reason why I've kind of liked the show a bit better, is because, like I said, they've been able to go into more detail, and then certain events or certain things, you get. They just I guess their whole point when they did the show, they were like, this is our chance to try to, redo things in the movie to do it better. And I feel like that they capitalized on that very well, at least so far they have, and they utilize that to their advantage. And that is an awesome thing they did. So let's just hope they keep doing that. So, yeah. So like I said, that was a pretty good episode. And then episode 10... excuse me. I guess I don't know how everybody else felt from watching the preview episode 10 versus the actual episode, but I feel like they're starting to return back to the original Dragon Ball Z, roots, where fight scenes don't last, like a good episode or whatever. Fight scenes are dragged on a bit and whatnot. Except for this time, I actually give them an excuse for that one, and it makes sense. If you remember in Battle of Gods movie, it was pretty much Goku goes Super Saiyan God, the fight starts, and it just escalates from there. In episode 10, however, he gets the power of the God. He gets Super Saiyan God. And as you can see from the episode, he doesn't just automatically, okay, now I can go toe-to-toe with Beerus. It takes him a while to build up to that point. I mean, it's like, he breaks the power, and he's amazed and in awe and shock of it, but he still, is getting slapped around by Beerus quite a bit, and it takes him a little bit during the fight, and then, he's able to control it a little better. I feel like that, is a more appropriate response to the situation, and it works better. And it also works better for them to drag on the episode or the fight. But like I said, it's a something different from in the movie. And like I said, another thing that you can't, in the movie you can't get in, the 50 minutes worth of trying to discover how to use this power and then fight or whatever. But in a show, you can do that however you want. I mean, some other differences that could have happened, I guess, which only would have happened if the story arc was in the show and not in the movie. If it was the traditional Dragon Ball Z show story timeline, they probably would have, went to like the Room of Spirit and Time after him unlocked the Super Saiyan God, and he would have did his year of training as Super Saiyan God before he went to fight Beerus. I'm not saying that would have happened or that, is what's going to happen, but that's just, me saying things that could have happened differently, I guess mainly if it wasn't previously a movie, because even though they can change some things, and they are, I still feel like there's a lot of things that they can't and won't change, and that's because of the fact that they are taking this from another material, another source, and they're just basically tweaking, some stuff here and there. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited for the episodes to come of Dragon Ball Super. It's going to be a bit guys before we see something completely new because we're pretty much getting these same story arcs from that we 2 movies that we literally just saw. But I'm not complaining. I'm gonna sit back. I'm still enjoying them. I think you guys should too. Um, so what are you guys' thoughts for the rest of the uh, series so far? What are your I cannot think right now. Give me a second. All right, here we go. What are your predictions of what you think is going to happen in the series? I mean, I'm not saying you guys have to be right. I'm saying you guys have to be wrong or anything. I'm just trying to find out what you guys what do you guys think? Also, what do you guys think of Dragon Ball Xenoverse? Do you want to see a second Dragon Ball Xenoverse, or do you think that the first one was good, and now they should work on a different Dragon Ball Z game or whatever, or do you want to see a Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2? Let me know in the comments below. And now it's time to get to our YouTube shout out. Jess Stabler, she has videos of Until Dawn. She's kind of a newer YouTuber, so don't forget to check her videos out on the subscription. And this week's band and song is going to be from Gates of Ivory. The song is Oh My Apparition. This is they're still kind of an up and coming band. They don't have a lot of stuff out yet, but do check them out. Do give them some support. And they also did covers of 2 of my favorite Kingdom Hearts songs, Sanctuary and Simple and Clean. Check those out, guys. If you want to be featured of a YouTube shout out or your band, comment below on the video, or hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, or any of my other social medias, and let me know. And have a great day, guys.